Thank you. As I said in my opening comments, I've been raising the alarm now for months about NIH grant making being significantly behind its normal pace. This year, NIH has awarded nearly $3 billion less compared to the same period last year. That's at least 3,288 fewer grants. So, Dr. Bhattacharya, I want to know who is withholding this funding. Is it you? Is it DOGE? Is it OMB? Who is making those decisions?
Well, Senator, there's a range of decisions that I think that led to some of those pauses of grants.
So who is making those decisions? Not what are the decisions, but who is making them?
Right.
You, DOGE, OMB, someone else?
Because there's a range, there's the different answer for some of those.
Okay, so all of the above?
Well, no, not necessarily. It depends on the specifics we're talking about. So if I may, so there's change in priorities for the NIH to move away from politicized science. I've made those decisions. Decisions regarding, for instance, Harvard and some other institutions, that's joint with the administration, and those are, I believe, temporary after settlements are reached with those universities. And so those are the primary, I think, classes of decisions you're talking about.
Okay. We now have the fiscal year 2026 budget proposal, which shows the plan is to award significantly fewer grants this year and next. OMB Director Vogt recently made a major change on the way that NIH will fund grants. And I want to make sure that the committee is really aware of this because it hides an even deeper cut than the 40% that we're talking about. So for half of its research grants, NIH is going to start forward funding them. In other words, in 1 year, granting a multi-year grant. This is going to have significant impact in the near term on the number of grants NIH awards and how much is spent on research. Your budget requests an $18 billion cut for NIH, and that's bad enough. But be honest with Congress and the American people. This forward funding scheme means that the cuts are even deeper. It means billions will effectively be put in escrow and won't actually be spent on research for a number of years to come. It means that you're effectively cutting research funding next year by another $7 billion on top of the $18 billion cut you propose. And it means that next year NIH would award a fraction of the grants it has historically. Your budget already proposes to award 15,000 fewer research grants next year. And this change alone, this forward funding, accounts for about 4,000 of those. While I think Congress will reject your budget request, it clearly shows the administration's intent. And you can cut $7 billion and dramatically reduce the number of NIH awards next year on your own, unless Congress steps in to stop that. So, Dr. Bhattacharya, I'm struggling to find a reason why NIH would implement this forward funding policy. How is this proposal anything but intentionally sabotaging biomedical research?
So, Senator, a couple of things. So one is regarding funding for this year. Congress allocated the money. My job is to make sure that the money goes to excellent research projects. My intention is that we will spend.
I'm asking about the
money.
Forward funding proposal
I know,
that disguises even deeper cuts in the NIH budget than the budget submission would suggest.
Yeah, so I just wanted to preface my answer to that because you asked that also. As regarding forward funding, that's a budget proposal. The
well, you don't deny that it
is,
reduces the amount that will be spent on biomedical research next year by an even deeper amount than the $18 billion, the 40% cut already.
Right. So the way the forward funding works, right now we have multi-year projects that we fund.
Yes.
And forward funding says we will allocate the money for those multi-year projects this year rather than in the out years.
And so
in principle,
if it's a 4-year project, 3 of the years will sit in an escrow account and not be spent next year. again, further diminishing the amount that will be spent on biomedical research.
No, I think the thing is that in the long run, what it does is allow you to spend more money and have more flexibility for new research projects. That's because what it says
That's
is that
funny
the
math.
budget. I mean, it's just the math. I'm an economist also. What it does is it says, look, let's allocate the money this year so that next year the money isn't tied up on previous year's projects. That's in the long run. I mean, I think, as I said, I'm happy to work with Congress and looking forward to working with Congress on this. This is a budget proposal, not a final thing. I think if I had to start and redesign the system again from the start, allowing more flexibility as new scientific opportunities come up, the forward funding model allows that to happen actually more than the current model, where large fractions of the NIH budget are tied up with old projects. So I think that, but as the transition it really matters how we do it, and so I'm absolutely really glad to work with Congress on that to make sure that there's no disruptions.